Hey YouTube, how's it going? Phantomic here, bringing you another video, and today's video is going to be about the Sena 20S. Now, Tin Man in the previous video was hoping I would make a review about this device, and how could I say no to that? I'm not going to go into like super detail because most of the stuff you want to know, if you're looking at this device anyway, you've already probably read some of the specs. So I'm just going to go into what my opinion is onto it. You know, I might bring up some of the specs, but it's not going to be just like splurting out all the specs and then, you know, that's it. So my opinion so far, well, I've had it for 2 months now, and I gotta say, I absolutely love it. It is pretty small considering everything it can really do. Basically, it's not too bulky on the helmet. It doesn't really get any drag, you know, it doesn't really cause any drag on your helmet or any of that kind of stuff. Like, you don't notice it's there whatsoever. So that's the big plus to this one. You know, if you're that worried about drag, they do have other models that are super slim, and you know, if that's what you're after, then I'd probably go for one of them. But yeah, installation though, that's the one thing that many people, like myself, before I bought one, was like, okay, this looks like it's going to be very complicated. How does it work exactly? And basically, most good helmets these days have started putting sections in the helmet for the speakers and things like that to adopt a Bluetooth headset very well. The helmet I got, the Scorpio EX410, has, you know, the space for the speakers, so installation was actually really easy. You just remove the padding, you take off like the Velcro padding on the back of the speakers, and you just put them in place. That's it. If you've got the cutout, perfect. If you haven't, then you're better off trying to make sure that you put them in, you put the padding back on. It's going to take a lot longer, but you don't want to install the whole thing and then have to keep removing the padding that way then, if you know what I mean, to try and get it comfy. Because if you don't have the cutouts, they're going to be a little bit more bulky in the helmet, and you need to find a place where they don't dig into the back of your head, and also where you can still hear it clear enough. So that's my advice for that one. The microphones, you get a choice of 2, I think it was, no, 3, sorry. You get the boom arm, which is, on mine, was pre-connected up, and it's literally just a screwdriver to undo some screws, and you know, it's easy to remove. They got another one which then is a boom arm again, but it has a wired connection, so you can make sure it's tucked away and out of the way, and it, you know, you still have that flexibility. They're more for open face helmets, that's my opinion on them. If you've got a closed helmet, I don't understand the reason for the boom arm. The complete wired option would be the better option in my opinion. It also has Velcro on it, well, like a sticky pad system, where it's got Velcro pads and everything like that. So you can choose exactly where you want to stick it inside your helmet, and it won't move. Because of the pads, it won't move. So I thought that was great. You know, it's just the little things like that. Sticking it to the helmet, now, it's just a clamp on. You get 2 options. If you can clamp it on, is what I would recommend. To me, it feels like the more secure option. And the other option is like a sticky pad option, if your helmet has no other way but to put a sticky pad. Wow, I just actually got nodded back by a trauma guy. Wow. Okay, that's great. They all seem to be in a good mood today. I got one waving at me earlier too. So So yeah, that's my opinion. Like, on the installation, it's really easy. You can clamp it on, you can stick it on. There's 3 mic options, and if you've got the cutouts for the speakers, oh, you don't even notice them there. That's the best part. Okay, so the next topic is ease of use to use. Now, it surprisingly is really easy to use. It really is. It takes a few getting used to because it has a lot of options, but it hasn't really got a lot of buttons. So it's a lot of, you know, pressing different buttons and different combinations to get to where you want to be in the menu. Now, if you're partnering up with another Sena, they've got the shake option, which is basically you put it into like a certain mode by holding a button, you shake them together, it recognizes the movement in both headsets and they connect. That's one option. Another option is you go into a pairing mode and you wait for them to sync up there on their own, and that's quick. Them options are really, really quick. Me and my friend, when we did ours, it took us 3 seconds to get them paired, and that was the first time using them. Like, it took us longer to read the instructions on how to do it than to actually do it, so that's great. They do have universal mode on them, so you can pair them with non-Senas, but here's the catch. It's sort of, you've got to go into a menu, or you've got to go past one menu into another menu, then you've got to select it in that menu, and then you can go into universal pairing mode. It's like, they gave you the option for universal pairing, so basically you won't buy a different brand of Bluetooth headset because another competitor is offering that feature. That's basically all they've done it for. Functionality. Now, it does actually have a lot of functions. You can run an aux cable, or aux, or however you want to say it. Yeah, a Bluetooth. God, I think you can have 2 Bluetooth devices, which is like your GPS and your phone, and I think it's also then you can have a second phone too, because I did see in the menu and on the book and everything that you can have 2 phones basically connected to it, which is rare. I don't see many options out there offering a 2 phone pairing plus GPS. And then you've also got the MP3 cable design. That's pretty cool. If you don't want to use your phone and drain your phone for your music and you have an MP3 player, it's sort of like definitely the way to go, in my opinion. Definitely the way to go. You know, what else is there? The one thing it does have is called like an ambient mode. I have never used it, and I'm personally not ever interested in it. Basically what that is designed to allow the noise around you that your helmet is basically obstructing to come through the speaker of your helmet and be amplified in your helmet. So I would say that in my opinion is a cool design. I love that mode. I do love the idea of that mode, but I think that's aimed for more people in a town city kind of environment. You know, where you're in that place where you got to make sure that you are that little bit more on edge about everything, you know, when you're filtering and all that kind of stuff, and you want to make sure like you're completely able to hear everything. I think that's when that mode comes in useful, because basically your helmet's doing its job about stopping wind noise, but at the same time it's blocking out noises around you if you've got a decent helmet. So by having that mode on, you're then able to hear the things around you and still have the protection of wind noise from your helmet. So I think that's a cool design. The Sena does have, you know, an antenna on it to allow better reception, and I also think because of that, it's called direct sight connection. That's what they aim it to be, and it's supposed to be like 1.2 miles or something like that. So it's got some decent range on it. And when me and my friend were testing them, we were like, okay, but how far can these go? So I pulled into a lay-by, he carried on going, and surprisingly, he didn't just disconnect the moment It didn't just disconnect the moment he was like out of sight. It did actually keep working for like another quarter of a mile, and then yeah, then he went all fuzzy and then it just dropped. So to me that's like, I like that, you know. It's, if you're on like a road now where you can see each other, it's like, what it is like 1.2 miles, like the clarity of it, the quality of the, you know, the audio, it is crystal clear. I mean, there wasn't one point where we went, okay, what did you say? I couldn't make it out. Like, you could hear him and he could hear me crystal clear. Like, it's weird. Like, it's one of them things I still can't get my head around personally, that I'm riding a bike, I can hear my bike engine and all, you know, the little things around me, and I'm talking to him through a device that makes him sound like we're standing next to each other. Like, that was mind-boggling. Like, the clarity of it was just insane. That was my favourite thing about the device. And you didn't have to have it super loud to be able to hear each other. Like, I've got my Sena on right now giving me instructions, and I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up, and if it does, I am so sorry about that. But I've got it really, really low. I mean, I do have a little wind noise because I have my visor popped open to let some air in, and you know, over the wind noise I can just barely hear it, which is the whole idea of it, to hide out, you know, the directions and all that from my vlogging mic. And it's clear, it is really clear. The speakers are good quality, the microphones are good quality, you know. But the thing I did figure out you can do is, once your phone's connected, your phone basically runs any app, and once it's connected it'll run it through the device. So, sat nav. And if you have a music app, Spotify, if you pay for Spotify, you can play Spotify through the device. If you don't have Spotify, like mine is expired, I downloaded the Kerrang app. That works also. You literally just turn on the app once your phone's connected to the device, and the music just comes through your speakers. I love that. I mean, it's cool having an FM radio, but it's cool also making the functionality that other apps work. Because if they wanted to, they could be dicks and make into software that, yeah, that's not going to work, you know, we'll put a stop to that, and you know, we'll have, you know, we can sell them extra apps then to our own little thing. And yeah, they didn't bother. I like that they didn't think of trying to rip off the buyer, you know. And another thing is, they do have an app for their device, you know. It does, like, okay, you can't, as far as I'm aware, I've never been able to get this to work if this is the case, right? You can't get the app to use your device. As far as I'm aware, and I've tried it, I can't get it to work. I can't make it so it controls the device. I still have to use the buttons. But it is a user's guide built into the app that you can quickly load up, and it tells you all the functionalities and how to load them up and all that kind of stuff. So it does make it easier to use that way. It does tell you when it's connected to the app, and when it's connected to, like when it's turned on and connected, it'll tell you that kind of information, which is handy. Basically, I'm going to end it there. My opinion is a big thumbs up for this device. And if you're looking to get a Bluetooth device, pay the little extra and get the 20S. It has more capabilities, it has more options, and in my opinion, the 20S offers that premium standard of quality. You know, it has the little bit more expensive microphone options, it has the little bit, and this is what they advertise, it has better quality speakers than the other models have. Now if you're looking at a cheaper model, please wait, be patient. They've just released a new model of the Sena 10S, which is the cheaper alternative to the 20S, giving people 20S quality with less features. So if you need something like that, and you know, you don't want to pay the extra for the 20S, have a look at that model, because it's got the same speakers and everything as 20S. It's just less functionality options, like I think it's only 4-way instead of 8-way and things like that. So you know, keep that in mind. But for what I paid for mine, I couldn't even buy a 10S at this point. So I got my 20S with more functionality and everything than a 10S offers at a cheaper price. So if you look around and shop around, you can get the 20S at a good price. So that concludes the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.